how are you voting tomorrow in the general election?
I'm currently undecided.
I think I favour the Green Party, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to vote for Labour.
Yeah.
I always have.
I haven't decided yet.
Well, it's got to be Conservative, hasn't it? Sorry about that. But
Why is that? Why has it got to be Conservative?
Because I think they represent those who are patriotic, not the Labour guys aren't, and have a great love of their country.
Why are you undecided?
Well, there's a lot of different issues. I'm not exactly sure which ones I want to, the main ones to address. There's a lot to think about, yeah. I'll make my mind up tonight.
You're making your mind up tonight. How are you going to make your mind up?
Well, it's pretty last minute, but see how I feel on the day, I reckon, yeah.
Green is probably the best way to go because they've only got the future in mind, I'd say. They've got our best hopes in our children's generation and all that sort of stuff.
If they get into power, they'll do the things I would like to see rather than the things that I would prefer not to happen.
Is there anything in their manifesto that stands out to you in particular?
No.
No?
And neither in the Labour one either.
No.
Just steady as you go.
So if there's nothing that stands out to you in particular, what would be the reason for you going in and voting Conservative? Are you a long-time Conservative supporter?
Fairly long.
Yeah.
My number one subject would be the armed forces. I would wish to spend considerably more money on them.
Is there anything in their manifesto that stands out to you in particular?
You know what? I haven't actually read it.
You've not read the manifesto?
No, I'm not actually that into politics, especially not British politics.
So one of the main criticisms that I've heard about Labour specifically from other people is that they say that the Conservatives and Labour are almost two sides of the same coin. Would you agree with that?
I would have done back when Tony Blair perhaps was more right-wing. But I'm not sure. I think, as I say, I think the manifesto is sufficiently blurry and non-specific.
So you said you're not voting in the general election. Is that for any particular reason?
Yeah, the main reason is that I do not trust any party. So I say, what's the point for voting the person that doesn't make any difference for other people?
What do you think about the Conservative Party currently in power?
This is like they cause, in my opinion, they cause many problems, and they just many costs and expenses put on the hands of the government now. So, but many useless laws and regulations. So for the next administrations, if just to take the power, so it's going to be difficult to deal with all these useless expenses and laws.
You talked about lacking trust in the politicians and the political parties. What is it about them that makes you doubt whether or not you can actually put your faith behind them?
Because you don't see anything that's tangible. You cannot see any changes that you can feel in your life. So no any visible changes, in my opinion. So that it makes me not trust anyone in the parties or like politicians.
So you're from America, visiting the UK, I presume. Have you heard anything about the upcoming general election?
Yeah, I mean, so far what I've heard is that it's a bit of a snap election, and people are a bit unsure as to why the current Prime Minister is calling it now, given that I think he has a fair bit amount left in his term. But that's about as far as I know.
Yeah. What do you think about the current party in power from what you've seen, maybe online?
I mean, from what I've seen, it's a big change from the previous administration with Boris Johnson, which I think is probably a good change. But further than that, I can't really say. I mean, in the U.S., we have our own political issues that we're dealing with right now too. So I've been a bit more domestic focused.
Brilliant.